What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be working on building a sliding pull-out system for my fridge freezer. I'm going to take you guys along the way to teach you how to build one yourself. So I just pulled it out of the back of the 4Runner here, but the first thing I did is went and picked up some angle iron. Now if you're smart, you won't go somewhere like Tractor Supply, you'll go to a local machine shop if you have one and see what they will charge you for a half or a full stick. This is a half stick, it's 10 foot. And it's 1.5 by 1.5 angle iron, and it's only 1/8 inch thick. Doesn't need to be anything super crazy sturdy, it's just to hold that fridge in place and build basically a battery tray style enclosement for it. I built this battery tray for my trailer and for my winch, but it's out of 1 by 1 or 3/4 by 3/4 angle iron. But basically, this is exactly what we're going to be building, just way larger in scale. Well, first thing is first, we need to go ahead and get our width and our depth measurements. Your width should be the same on front and back, and your depth should be the same on side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and start cutting some metal. We're going to cut the ends at 45s so that the corners match up nice and tight, and I want this to be nice and tight so that it doesn't move around. So like I said, first thing we're going to do is get our measurements, and we're going to be looking at 13 and an 8, so we're going to cut about 13 1/4 to leave ourselves just a tad bit of room. So 13 1/4, and this measured out about 22 5/8, so we're going to cut at 22 3/4. So 13 1/4 and 22 3/4. That's what we're going to go do. Like I said, we're going to come at 45s. If you do this, you can do it your own way, but that is what I suggest. So I just got done on the chop saw cutting my 4 pieces of angle iron. I will say, if you've never done this before, it can be very tricky. Even if you have done it before, it can still be tricky because there's different axes with angle iron, because there's 2 rather than just like a piece of square tubing that's easy, or even just a piece of round stock or pipe. So be careful when you're making your 45s and that they don't. Here's my mess up. They don't look like this, because this is the opposite of this. See how my corners would not line up? Or really, I guess we should do it on the long end. It's the opposite. They gotta go in like this, not in like that. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't really know what else more to say, but just make sure you make your cuts correctly, because then everything lines up on the inside and you can just weld there, 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 and there. Got all 4 pieces, and we're gonna go outside real quick and see if it doesn't fit. So it fits almost perfect, but I do have a little bit of a gap because of the feet on the fridge itself create more of a distance between these two. I just didn't measure with enough, if you will, variance to have room for error. So when you do that, if your fridge does have feet, do not forget to measure for the distance extra due to the feet on the fridge itself, but no big deal. I can definitely make sure that I have those gapped. Just I'm gonna bring the fridge in. So the reason I brought the fridge in is because of my miscalculation, mismeasurement, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to have to try and tack this together underneath the fridge so that it does fit, because of the different gap all the way around. I'm going to try to get it as square as possible, but because of that I do have to do this. So I'm going to try and protect the fridge as much as possible. Somewhere I do have a fire blanket, and I'm going to throw it over top of it. Just gonna have to be careful and try to protect this thing as best as I can when we do get to welding. So as you can see, I've got it all tacked on each 4 corners, and some of it's really square and some of it's not because of my mismeasurement with the feet on the fridge. So when you are building this, do not forget to accommodate for the 4 corners having feet if your fridge does have feet. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish weld this all up, and I will see you guys when it's done. And there you have it. It's all finished welded together. One more thing. There, that's better. So as you can see, it fits really snug. The whole thing moves together. It doesn't have any jiggling around, which is exactly what I don't want, jiggling around. And it's pretty snug all the way around. I'm going to have to notch this, and so will you if you choose to build one of these, for my power cord, as long as this is the same fridge. This is the Iomi off of Amazon, but I'm going to notch that in a little while. I'm going to mark it out right now, and then got to figure out how I'm going to get it to be a sliding mechanism all-in-one in the back of the 4Runner, and I have an idea, and I can't wait to show you guys. So I'll mark these out, and I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting, which if you have the same fridge design as me, you're going to need to do. I should definitely be wearing safety goggles, and that there is why. So we're gonna stop, and I'm gonna grab safety goggles, and then we'll go back to it. So after you have your window cut for your power source, you're going to clean it up with a flap wheel, a file, etc. And then you'll be good to go on your frame for your slide track. So now that I've got this the way that I like it, make sure when you're doing this, if you choose to, this is the way you like it. You're going to get pieces of angle iron, just like what you just used to build this. You're not going to have them cut all goofy like this. You're going to have the same exact length, but straight cut and straight cut. You're gonna have another one over here. You're going to go pick up drawer slides, and I'll know in a little bit how long they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be 24-inch like these right here. You're going to screw your drawer slide to your angle here and to your angle here, and do the same thing when you have the other one on this side. And once that's done, you will have a pull-out drawer. The reason I think I want 24 inches, I want this to come out at least 24 inches so that I can open up my fridge. And but yeah, you get the gist of it. So hopefully today I can go run real quick and get more angle. I only need about 4 foot, and then I need to go pick up some drawer slides. So right here on my right shoulder, I just picked up 5 more foot of angle iron, and that's just gonna be an extra foot laying around. But I'm gonna cut 2 foot and 2 foot, and that's gonna be exactly what I just showed you in the previous clip. And I gotta pick up slides, and pretty much it's simple and easy going from there. Alright guys, I just went ahead and chopped off 2 24-inch pieces, and we're back over here at the weld table. So I've got these. I'm gonna blow a hole here, and here, and here, and here. You get the point. I'm gonna just go ahead and use the torches. I don't feel like using drill bits and wasting my time when I can just real quick. So be right back. yeah, and before you go do all that, do not forget to flip them over on the opposite side that you blew out your hole and clean them up like that. You will have slag, just a little bit, but make sure that you clean them up and make them look nice and neat like that so that they mount flush and there's nothing uneven about it. So as you can see, they fit in there nicely, and we're gonna buy some slides like I have in these drawers, and they'll mount between here and here, and we'll be good to go. Okay guys, so I've got my angle iron that's gonna be bolting to the floor of my box right here in my vise. And I'll walk out here and show you real quick. I've already done one. But I just wanted to make sure everything planned out as I planned it out to. Here's where it's gonna bolt, and here is where my drawer slide is already bolted to this piece of angle. So that's what the next one's gonna look like. I put it in the vise so that we can take this bad girl and I'll show you in just 2 seconds. So, yep, I've got my drawer slide all opened up here, and you can see it has mounting holes that you're going to screw into, and then I also made sure that this top edge of the rail is as high as possible because I want this distance to be clearance for it to be able to slide and not drag on the top of the box. With that being said, let's get this thing. I gotta drill them out real quick. I have a 1/8 inch drill bit in here. I'm going to go through and choose which holes I want, and then I've got 1/2 inch number 6 metal screws that with a Phillips head, and they're like flat, so they're flush mount. I forget the name of that, but there's a word for that. But anyways, we're gonna do that real quick. Alright, so I've got everything mocked up in here the way that I want it to work and look. And we're going to go ahead and screw our mounting plates down so that we can go ahead and get this actually mounted. Using a fender washer like this and just your average wood screw. So there you have it. We've got all 4 corners of our mounts, our drawer mounts, or whatever you want to call them, our slide mounts, bolted down. Now it's time to mount the pan to the slides. And then basically we'll be done. I'll probably pull this out later on and paint it, but for now, it works. If you got one of these, they're very handy, but I've got it propped up and mocked up, and I'm gonna grab my drill through again, and at least get my front and my back mounted, and then we'll go through and do the rest. Well guys, I apologize, but I went ahead and skipped all the hard parts and just got to it. But basically, here she is. I didn't want to screw through these, so I just went ahead and tack weld all the holes that I could to hold it to the angle iron itself on both sides, as you can see there. And then I did have to do some shimming, as you can see here, with some fender washers, flat washers, so that this would be up off the carpet itself enough to that where it would slide smoothly, and it is now it is now sliding smoothly. But hopefully this video is helpful to all of you guys that watch this, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm sorry if this video is a little bouncing around, but sometimes you just gotta get in doing the work and forget about the video sometimes, and that's exactly what I've done here. But if you have any questions or would like anything on another video, or I can add it into another video when we add to this, because I do feel as if I don't want to have to strap this down all the time, right? So I'm going to have to do something like I've done here for the box, because Lord knows this big thing is definitely going to want to stop and start moving on stops and starts. So definitely going to be another video, probably when I'm building some type of latch system for these, and it's going to be the same exact way. I'd also like to put some caps on these self-tapping screws and pull this thing back out and spray paint it. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. Again, I apologize if it was kind of everywhere, but sometimes that's just the way it is. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.